Hello, I'm Giles, Hardie, and welcome to the Movie Club, where we go mental about our favourite new films. Today, I'm joined by film critic Tynan and PJ Hogan, the director who gave us Muriel's Wedding, and has now reunited with Toni Collette to give us Mental. Mental is the story of Shaz, a dog-bearing hitchhiker who sweeps into the life of the Moochmore family to save them and much of their backwards Australian coastal town from themselves.
Who's that woman?
I forget her name.
G'day, Sharon Thornbender.
But you are to do everything she tells you.
Mabel Isley.
You share with Jane.
I am Jane.
In all my life, I have never witnessed a sorrier display.
PJ, this film begins with the sound of music. Dog-bearing?
She doesn't actually give birth to a dog on screen.
So it's true, but she does bear the dog. She carries it at times.
No, it walks beside her, protecting her.
I apologise.
A very
Shaz, a
Dispensing
dog-acided.
You know, it made it sound like, some bestial freak show.
And that's actually...
Although, I would really be interested in seeing a movie where, my name is Shaz, I bear dogs.
Indeed. What actually that does finally give me is the one thing that film doesn't do. Was there a moment where you realised, wow, I think we've done everything in Mental?
You mean everything...
That shouldn't be done on
outrageous
film.
that should never be done on film? We do. There is a sequence which we dubbed the dog up the skirt sequence.
Oh, we don't like the smell of you.
Well, no.
Red Dog turned down the part. Just said my fans won't go there.
Well, we've already established that we've got dogs babysitting. We start with the sound of music. We go everywhere and anywhere in between. Did anything hit the cutting room floor? Like was there anything in the editing room you said that we probably can't do?
Actually, no. We had a very low budget. It was a very tight screenplay. It's probably one of the only films I've ever made, except for Muriel's Wedding, where every scene made it into the movie. Because as outrageous as Mental is, because I wanted it to live up to its title, it's actually a very tightly constructed screenplay.
How much of it is your story?
Yeah.
When I was 12, my mother had a nervous breakdown, and one morning we got up and she was not there, and just gone. And we said to Dad, after a while, "Where's Mum?" And he said, "She's on holiday." Now, he was a local politician running for re-election, and as he would say to us, nobody votes for a bloke whose wife is bonkers. So, you keep Mum about Mum. And we did. We just went, where is your Mum? He said, "She's on holidays." We all said different places. Perth was a good one. Far away. And most of Australia doesn't believe it exists. So, but Dad was left with, at that time, 5 of us, and we were all a bunch of rat bags, seriously. At the end of his tether, he stopped for a hitchhiker. He trusted her because she had a dog, and when we came home from school that afternoon, there was this stranger sitting on our couch, rolling what I thought at the time was a cigarette, a hunting knife sticking out of her boot, and she just said, "Bit of a mess in here, isn't it?" In the movie, I called her Shaz. She's played by Toni Collette. By the way, I'd been talking to Toni Collette about this character on the set of Muriel's Wedding.
Oh, really?
Well, so it was that long in gestation?
Well, it was that... Toni waited a very long time to play this character. What you see Toni doing, she nails the real Shaz. That's pretty much how this woman was.
Well, she's a force of nature,
Absolutely.
right?
The cast for this film is extraordinary. How did you go about collecting this extraordinary list of actors?
Well, I like to say I didn't find them, they found me. Liev got hold of the screenplay, I think through his Australian connections, and he approached us. We got a message from the agent saying Liev would like to go mental. And
you go, right.
I thought it was a prank. But after a while, when we talked, I thought, okay, Liev Schreiber's not in the business of making a fool of himself. If he thinks he can pull off the accent, he probably can.
Coral is an employee of Treb Blundell Jaws, a terror shark show. Physically, Coral isn't ill-equipped to part with her girlhood right now. Not saying never.
Why do you head back to the coastal town and do the story of Shaz now?
Well, look, I've spent... Muriel's Wedding is my last Australian film. I've been entertaining Americans for a very long time, and I wanted to come back and do an Australian film.
There you have it. Mental is mad fun, insanely unpredictable, and crazy funny, and it's in cinemas now. If you love movies, you can go mental on our Facebook page or on Twitter at @TheMovieClub1. See you next time.